Hello, everybody. This is Bugsy. Well, this is the post audio uh, for for Twisted Metal. This is a game that's kind of freaking awesome on so many different levels because again, there's not a lot of games out there that really try to capture Stadium's kind of magic and build upon it. And so I find it very rare to see a Sonic game who actually wants these qualities. I find that's really quite refreshing and awesome. And this game is pretty cool. I couldn't put it in full screen because it kept flickering. And I looked at the instructions. They say if it flickers like that, you should totally basically just put it on this screen. I would love to put it in full screen because it really looks beautiful and it really looks awesome. But this and that. And this is the scene where basically Sally goes up to Lupe and the rest of the, like, I would say they have their own little council, but unlike the comic book one, which made me want to freaking throw 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 Hamlet against the wall because I hated that motherfucker. Like, you guys know, like that character, I really truly hated, and I will do an annoying characters or my most hated character video on him because he's just one of those characters that wants to keep talking mess about the Freedom Fighters, but it's like the reason I hate characters like that in the comic is like, dude, the Freedom Fighters saved everybody, including you, and you're. Let me get this. And he's gonna be like, we don't need the Freedom Fighter to solve our problems. Motherfucker, you still do, because there's still a war against Robotic. You still need to go. You guys still need to go deal with him. The only reason the council was made because freaking Tails' father felt like no one was being heard, and that's an admirable statement because they didn't want to be ruled by a monarchy. And they just wanted to kind of be democratic. And King Max, old crotchety nut, meg loving self. He was like, he was just like hating it because he was old man. And even though he was old man going senile, he just didn't like it. And I really didn't like the fact that Elias. I mean, if we're being real, I really didn't like how Elias basically, I don't want to be king. I don't want to be king. Sally doesn't want to be queen, but it's like, why couldn't they go a little bit further with the democracy thing and just, I don't know. I mean, probably not, but like, there could have been like a thing where Sally could technically rule, but she could be like an active princess. I mean, they could have done something like that. She didn't have to really just have Sonic by her side. I really hate that aspect of like that part, like So Long Sally, because Sally is built up to be this independent princess. I mean, she loves Sonic, but it's not really the force that drives her. You know what I mean? It's not the one thing that makes her. It's not the one thing that makes her her. Like, oh, she's desperately in love with Sonic. No. See, some of these anti-Sonic fans need to understand that Sally is basically a good, well-rounded character, and I've heard that some people didn't like how Sally was. Even some of the writers didn't like her, and I'm like, why? Like, I don't know, maybe they felt restricted because, Sonic and Sally are always together. That's like the one constant. That was like the one constant in the comics that no one could fuck with. Their dynamic. But it's like, you can, I don't get this whole mentality of like making your hero single because at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, I would want Sonic to be kind of taken with Sonic because they kind of complete each other. I know a lot of people say like in like the real world, Sonic and Sonic would be together because they always have they're not compatible. You know, like shit would happen in real life, but okay, but this isn't real life, and the circumstances that brings them together is the one thing that always keeps them together. They fought alongside each other. They were childhood friends. They they love each other because both of them will do whatever they can to save Mobius and each other. It's like, yeah, I get your point, bro. I get your point. Yeah, you gotta keep comics. You just be with anybody. You know, I kind of hate, you know, like I hate that mentality that Sonic shouldn't be with anybody. Like, I don't think he should be with Amy, for one, but I do feel like Sonic should be with somebody, you know? I know this is like me talking over the my game footage. Kind of feeling like a big time YouTuber now, yeah. But basically what I'm trying to say is it's like Spider-Man, he should be single. Like him being married wouldn't be interesting at all. And I know some of the people that used to work for Marvel are probably eating their words when they see freaking renew your vows because it showed that yeah, Spider-Man being married and having a kid could be interesting. There actually could be something more than what we're getting, and it's like it can be interesting, it can be fun, it could in fact be something interesting to kind of see. Even though the main comics will never like bring back the marriage, at least this side comic will have that. I know it doesn't really pull back on the deal with the devil, but it does feel a little bit better. You know, I could read Spider-Man again. I can read a single Spider-Man. I can read about a single Spider-Man, but I also read about a Spider-Man who has a kid, and I like that. I like that. I don't know if the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man comic is still running, but I hope it is. It's a very interesting thing, and I do like the fact that Spider-Man is married. But back to Sonic. Like you notice if Power Rangers didn't blow up the way it did, I think we'd all be Sonic fans. I think we'd all be fans of like Sonic 7 I got poisoned in this one thing right here. Look, I thought it was like Pokemon rules where you had to go back as fast as you can, or your or your partner gets poisoned. I really do like this game because yeah, it's an RPG and there are a dime a dozen, but you know this this RPG maker is like an older version of the one I use, and basically I do love this because basically it has my favorite thing, which is a Sonic SAM thing, which prides itself on story. You know, and I kind of wish Forces had kind of like RPG elements. I don't know. I just feel like RPG elements would have been really cool with Forces. I mean, I know it's gonna be just be a stand with the. I know it's gonna be a standard, race to the finish and use your weapons kind of thing. But I just think it'd be kind of nice if they, in the next Sonic game, they kind of put RPG elements. I mean, it could still have the core gameplay, but I feel like RPG elements, if they ever try to make Sonic Forces spin off into its own title, or maybe make an MMO out of it, I feel like RPG elements would be the best way to go. What else? We got 40 minutes and I'm like running. I'm just now running out of material to say here. I find it a little weird that in in this this world they got like a church, and this dude says, "May the Lord be with you." So they do worship God, and I kind of go like, they should be worshiping Aurora. Like, someone should be like, praise the goddess or something. I don't know, bless Aurora or something. Yeah, this is before Ken Penders and his famous lawsuit that screwed over the comic. Oh, and Sunday's coming, and I'm just like, I'm worried. I'm legit worried. Like, guys, I'm legit worried, man. I'm like tripping the fuck out, like, when I think about it, because IDW could truly say, I have faith in them that they'll make a good Sonic comic, and whatever they decide to do, it's gonna be great no matter what. But I still wonder. I still wonder. I still wonder. Will will the comic have the Freedom Fighters in it? Because if it doesn't, I don't know. I don't feel like I want to buy it because if I wanted to see Sonic and if I wanted to see Sonic and the gang, the main gang from the games, the main gang from the games, I would have, I could just easily play a Sonic game or watch Sonic Boom. I feel like the comic should have something extra that the other continuities don't have. Ergo the Freedom Fighters. Oh yeah, and I found out Paramount is now in charge of the Sonic movie. And listen to me, people, as much as you can. Now, I don't want a manifest of a Sonic movie. I don't want Sonic to be like, "Oh, I'm popular in the real world." No, no, I want this to take place in one world. And I'm glad Michael Bay is not trying to grab his greasy little mitts into it, because I wouldn't do anything with Michael Bay, but trust me, I'll be thinking about it. Like, I'll be thinking about it in my head, just not doing anything. But I want to. Like, seriously, if I had my way, I'd be like, Michael Bay, do not touch this. If you so even look at Sonic, I got this shock collar on you. But I'm gonna make Transformers 7 big booby explosions. I swear to God. And people, Michael Bay was like, you guys can complain about it all you want, but you're still gonna see it. And you know what, Michael Bay? I didn't see your fucking tripe. I didn't see your, I didn't see your magnum opus of shit. Thank you very much. Your whole fucking, because let me tell you something, Michael Bay. Your movies suck so much fucking dick. You spend way too much time on all your goddamn human characters and not on the Transformers. It's like the Transformers are a fucking afterthought. And I get in the original series humans were important, but they had equal screen time with the Transformers. Equal. Not less. Equal. I mean, you basically made Transformers into this gigantic titty fest. I mean, man, if I wanted to see, if I wanted to see big movies, there is a site I go to, and its initials are PH. Okay, if I want to see, if I want to see boobs, I get it. There's another way I can see boobs, but I ain't telling you guys that. This is not. That's all. That's my thing. But you know what I'm talking about. I mean, some of you probably know what I'm talking about if you know me. But it's like I don't think we're in good hands with the Sonic movie, because even though it's going to Paramount, we still have the same people that were working on the Sonic movie before. Sony said, "Fuck it." Since Ratchet and Clank didn't do well, we're going to basically not do any more video game movies, which is a shame because I would have loved the Sly Cooper movie, and I don't even know if it's actually still happening now. I don't. Because you know how Sony is, they're really banking that Ratchet and Clank would spur them forward. But you know, I think Sly Cooper's in like I think Sly Cooper's just in development hell. So I don't think we'll ever see the Sly Cooper movie the way we want to see it, or maybe with you know and the, you know what I want to see, what I hope for is that the Sly, if they ever do release the Sly Cooper movie, that it basically follows after Thieves in Time because you know it left it on this big cliffhanger because Sly and the freaking skunk were fighting in Sly and the skunk were fighting up and you know they basically went you know I think Sly basically went into a vortex and no one can find him. No one can find him all around time. He's in Egypt now, which I don't really know. Like if they can find him, like he's definitely in Egypt. I'm just kind of wondering if you know if they never made a game, would the movie be a nice little follow up to that? I heard they got a new person. You know, when I looked at the trailer, I heard a new person was voicing Sly, which I guess I'm okay with. A lot of people were not okay with Murray looking the way he did, but yeah. Mm. Also, I was just leveling up. I was leveling up and doing all this stuff. You'll get a full video of me just doing my with you get a full playthrough of this. It's just me. This is just me talking about my stuff, and I was just grabbing like stuff. They lose a lot of energy real fast. I'm only playing Twisted Metal because I heard Forces of Mobius, and Forces of Mobius is a direct sequel of this game. But Twisted Metal is a kind of loose and kind of a direct not a direct sequel, but a direct sequel to the Chaotix because they're on Angel Island in the first game in this little series. Did deal with the Chaotix, which I don't really know much about, but I know the site who made this game basically loves the Chaotix, and they just started making this, and this is like Twisted Metal and Forces of Mobius are like the final chapters of this RPG series, which I gotta admit it's kind of sad because you know this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I was just fiddling around with this, trying to see if people could see it. I think I might just do Open Broadcaster for the just regular Open Broadcaster because it's still you can still download it. So I still might go and download that because basically it'd probably be easier and I could probably have the screen a little bit closer. Yeah, I was finding a lot of these things because like there's only like one poison enemy in this game so far, and it's the poison trees, and I only had like one antidote, so basically I had to kind of redo the audio. But basically every time you see me run from these trees, I'm usually saying "fuck the trees." But I had to fight the mass thieves because they drop money. And, you know that's kind of important because you know Sally and Sonic here are getting their booties handed to them, like really hard, getting their assholes handed to them. I'm probably gonna have to zoom this up a little bit, but it's looking pretty okay. But you know, doing what you do, loving, loving the work that I do. You know, a lot of you are like, Do you hate Neo? Do you really hate? A lot of people are still probably gonna ask me, do I hate Neo Yokio? I do, and hey, let's. And since I'm sitting here talking about games and various other things, and even this game and other stuff, Neo Yokio is made by the guy who made Supergel. I found that out now. Like I've confirmed it now. And it's just like, dude, you know nothing about fucking anime, boy. You probably only know about a few animes that you like, and you just put them in there like Ranma and stuff. Or probably he just found Ranma and was like, well, I'm gonna use this. Although the one props I can actually give the show is like when I said there's funny moments, like that one little thing where basically one of Kaz's homies turns into a girl, a la Curse Spring. The best part of that was the fact that they freaking get into a fight and she basically flips Kaz like Akane would do to Ranma. I kind of like that. If they really wanted to make it a good parody, they should have had that part of they should have had the whole episode focus around it. And have that Raphael dude kind of like have the Raphael dude act like Kuno. I feel like that would have been pretty cool. You know, I think it would have been really truly awesome uh, if it was really going to be a setter, if they're really going to satirize Rama for like half of the episode, they should have made it into a full episode. You know, and made Raphael like Tatsuaki Kuno. I mean, they already have the kind of he's already kind of the elegant rival, but they could have had him talk like Kuno and just go, talking his like flowery, it's like his poetry kind of pseudo philosopher kind of speak. Could have worked. Like there's a lot of episodes of Neo Yokio I do a little bit better. And people go like, Bugsy, it's only the first season, because some people have said that before I recorded, and someone were like, on Tumblr going like, Bugsy, it's only the first season, man, calm down. I'm like, no, I can't calm down. Because, honestly, they should if they're going to satirize, they're going to satirize. If they wanted to make if they wanted to make social commentary, they should have just done it. Instead of just dicking around with the concept. And, I do kind of feel bad, when I really think about it, Kaz really did go to the ringer. He has to keep up appearances and still be basically he has to be an exorcist too, but it's like they took the best parts of Blue Exorcist and mixed it with Alan Gregory. I mean, it's not as bad as Alan Gregory. I don't think any show will be as bad as Alan Gregory. But it's pretty close. It fucking sucks. It's pretty close, I would say. It's pretty close, but still. Hmm. Oh. You're also probably wondering, where can I play this game? I'll have a link to this game in the description below. I think it's really fun, but you really gotta. there's like instructions to this game, and you really need to look at these. That's the only way I got this thing to work. And it was so simple too. So it's easy to kind of get this thing to work. Although I may want to use some of the assets for probably the side thing I'm working on. Maybe. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not gonna use the assets without their permission. I don't even think it will work in I don't think it will work in my RPG maker that I have, because I know sometimes when you take textures from any kind of older thing, they got to be fixed up. So if I ever do like find like a sprite sheet for Sally and Sonic, um, it's probably not gonna be from this game, even though I do like this. I do like it. I actually do kind of want to make a Sonic RPG, and I hear you can. I mean, a Sonic MMO. I keep hearing from the grapevine we're gonna get a full 3D Sonic MMO by some fans. That's what I keep hearing. You know, I saw like a screenshot of it um, from discussions dissected. I mean, from this one thing. You know, the guy who made the Sonic Heroes in like 3 minutes. He has like another channel called Everything Dissected, I think. Let me look. But basically, he talks about like Sonic. He was basically talking about Sonic fan games, and he basically just said, "Yeah, I hear that someone's working on a Sonic MMO," and I was like, "Are they gonna use my idea? Like, it being like different versions of Sonic from different continuities?" Because guys, that's the thing I'd really like different Sonic. Like, I really feel like my idea is pretty good. Because think about it, you get missions from different Sonics from different universes, and you get to go in said universes. Like, say, if you go into the modern universe, your character will look like a modern Sonic character. And I was thinking of adding, like, I'm thinking of making another sequel to that video, where there's a classic Sonic universe where your character goes in it. You have like a classic look to you. Like, you're depending on what you have, it will depend how you look in the other universes. Sonic Boom is actually a universe in my little thing too, and I didn't explain it. But yeah, depending on which Sonic universe you go to, you'll basically look like that universe, kind of like a Kingdom Hearts kind of thing. I'll explain more about it when I actually like play a little bit of Forces, to kind of get some more ideas going. Mm. But I'm gonna find this Sonic MMO that this one dude was talking about, because because if it's real, I want to support it. I want to support it. Not a lot of people get to do Sonic MMOs, and the only ones I really remember are the sprite-based ones, because I hear those were easier. Mm. So yeah, and we're getting real close to the end, guys. But yeah, this game was pretty fun, and Sonic even develops like the power spin. I don't know why they can call it his spin dash or his buzzsaw. That's what they called it in the. That's what they called in the Sonic demo. In the Sonic prototype game for Sonic M, like his buzzsaw. Another thing that Yuji Naka and probably like another probably person on the sign team was like, no, this is way too slow. I'm just saying this could have worked for the people who liked the show, who actually loved the show. It could have been a good thing for everybody. It could have been a real good thing for everybody, and yeah, and yeah, I feel like maybe if Yuji Naka never said no to the Sonic SNES video game, I feel like it would have done so well. It would have done so well that we could have basically had two different series of Sonic games. Like the Sonic SNES universe would have been a game universe. It probably taken place after the actual shows. Probably taking place after the actual show's ending. Since Ken Penders basically screwed Ben Hurst out of a making a making a Sonic SNES movie that would have cleared all loose ends. That's what I hear. And granted, with Kim Penders, freaking behavior to certain people, I could see it. I could see him kind of doing that to Ben Hurst. Dude wanted to just end the series, and this dude was like, because no one really knows what Kim Penders did, but he probably did something that probably pissed off Sega, and Sega was like, you know what, no, we're going to have to pass, man, we're going to have to pass. But either way, it just kind of sucks because we could have had an ending to the greatest, well, in my opinion, when it comes to various things, the greatest and deepest Sonic continuity ever. Like, that could have got some closure. And the Sonic Underground comics could have had some closure as well. But those never got made. Like, they were going to get made, and they didn't. And I just kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad that they never got made. I really do, because I feel like these breaking in Sonic continuity, these Sonic other continuities that have really got any closure, namely SNES and Sonic Underground. They never got any closure. They never had their they never had their stories kind of end properly without they never had their stories end properly. And love like I that's why I love Samurai Jack, because Genndy went back and made Samurai Jack the last Samurai Jack season, and I love that. I love they were able. I love that Genndy came back just to make the final season of Samurai Jack, and I know people are pretty mixed about it, but I loved it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, at the end of the day, Jack did suffer just to come back to the past. All his deeds, all everything that he's done is just wiped clean. All the adventures he had with the people he helped. It never happened. It never existed. You know. Though I do like this alternate animatic ending that's homemade. They say like it's the ending, it's the alternate ending that could have happened, but it's an animatic someone made. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I like it, but I feel like it's too happy for what this season of Samurai Jack was. Because Jack basically sacrificed everything and all the good deeds he's done so he can go back and finish his mission. But I think the same thing could probably happen to Siam if like if they could do if IDW can do it in comic book form. I feel like I feel like that is what they're gonna probably be going with. I mean, sure, people probably trip out because season 3 is a fan comic and we love that. Oh, season. When it comes to season 3 and the Archie comics, I just a lot of people over there can be kind of ignorant because like, well, we're doing what Ben Hurst wanted to do. And I'm like, so season 3 and the Archie comics are two different things. You know, they have two different. They're kind of like parallel universes to each other. You know, they're parallel universes to each other, and they're different. But like, people are like, we want a cowardly Antoine, not a brave Antoine. The thing about Antoine in the Archie series, like, he's cowardly, but he has his like, when the comic was still going, he had his moments of like him being brave, even though he was scared. I'm just sitting there going like, you guys just are ignorant, guys. I mean, I love views, United, fans United for AM, but like, when it comes to like people and how they see the Archie Sonic, it's really quite insane. Like, even Scully Pones, I like Scully. He's a good dude. He did like a whole Sonic marathon, but he was also talking about Melting Man. And Melting Man to me, he just kind of, I don't know, Melting Man to me just got all like, I just didn't like him after he said that Sonic Mania is fan bait. I'm like, Melting Man, it's not fan bait. I'll tell you what is fan. I'll tell you what was fan bait. Freaking Sonic. Freaking Sonic 4. The first one and the second one. That was bait. That was straight up fan bait. But it's like, but Mania wasn't, because Mania, again, I'm going to talk about Mania probably tomorrow. But, the stuff I feel about Mania, but I'll tell you this now. It wasn't fan bait. It was fan service of, like, I'll tell you this right now. It was fan service of a higher it was fan service, fan service for a long time Sonic Sega fans, and I really did enjoy it. And I'm going to tell you, like, tomorrow, I'm going to tell you how I enjoyed it. Because it was a good game. And I really feel like, I just didn't like how people were treating Sonic Mania like it was the savior of the Sonic games. Sonic is good again, they exclaimed. Sonic is so great, and I'm probably gonna say this again in the actual video. But they kept, touting it like it was the second coming, like Sonic was the second coming of Jesus, and I was like, dudes, Sonic isn't like, like Sonic Mania may get a sequel, but I love Classic Sonic. Classic Sonic is where I got my start, but I'm always gonna love. I'm always gonna love Modern Sonic because he's the evolution. He's the evolution of Classic Sonic, and people always see them as separate entities, but to me they'll always be the same. They'll always be the same thing. Modern Sonic's gameplay is just Sonic. Classic Sonic's gameplay, but evolved with the times. And I'm never going to truly, hate Modern Sonic or hate Classic Sonic, because to me, in their own way, they're the same. And I'll always enjoy both Sonic thing. I'll always enjoy both Classic and Modern Sonic, no matter what game that they're in. And people that are playing Forces are like, but Sonic Mania, like, Sonic Forces Classic Sonic is not like Mania. I'm like, no shit, they can't make it like Mania in this new Hedgehog engine because it was never designed for classic Sonic in mind. But they can do the 2D to 3D thing. But I'm just gonna enjoy it no matter what because this is the first Sonic. Because Some Forces is the first Sonic game that actually kind of pulls from the comics and SatAM. So yeah, I'm not really gonna hate on. I'm not really down with the hating bandwagon, especially since I haven't played it yet. But I will. I will. I'm glad no one can hear the background noise. Hopefully. But yeah, we go back to the church and we save and heal everybody up, and that's pretty much it. This game had ninjas poison trees that look like freaking Mortal Kombat trees. Yeah, I know the ones. But it was a good game, and you will probably see the actual half of this with an actual me playing it without actually doing all this. I just did this as a way to kind of salvage the video, or at least all that I could. But yeah, see you guys later. I love you. I love you all, and yeah, this was a pretty good little video, and I'm doing this with Camtasia. Feels like the good old days. But I'll see you guys later. Bye, folks. Like and subscribe, click the bell, yada yada yada.